Hello vintage computing fans, having a look at this Intergraph 2000 system today. Very interesting. Just been cleaning it up inside, not started it up yet because I need to check out the power supply, check everything's okay. Probably not been started up for 20 years. Intergraph 2000 uses a quite rare and interesting processor which you're looking at now. The 3 heat sinks on that daughter board that's attached to the motherboard. It's a Clipper C300 processor that was produced by Fairchild, semiconductor initially, and then I don't know whether Intergraph took over production or they outsourced it to someone else. But it's not. It's actually a 3-chip CPU. They've got heat sinks on, so I can't see the individual units. I'd hazard a guess that the one in the middle is the CPU and FPU units, so floating point units and integer units built in to the one package. These are surface mounts. I don't know whether they're ceramic or plastic surface mount packages with with leads around the outside rather than I'm not sure if they had ball grid array in these days. I don't think they did. And the other two chips, the other two heat sinks either side, they're CAMMU CAMMU units, and they're cache and memory management units. I think one's for data and one's for instructions. So there it is, the C300. Just trying to give you a good look at it. Quite rare. Have a look at the rest of the system. We've got four single inline memory module SIMs installed. Look like 30 pin, but not sure whether they adhere to the standard 30 pin spec or not. I've not checked them out properly. These are 4 megabytes each, so 16 meg in this machine, which would have been pretty decent at the time, 1988. So that was when your 386 processors were out. 486 didn't come out until a year later. So you had in 1988 you had your 386 SX and DX processors. You've got loads of logic chips here, and those yellow packages are probably resistor packages or multiple capacitor packages. A couple of ROMs there, probably containing the BIOS. Actually, we've got a date on it there, so this machine's from 1992, 21st of March 92, so it's a bit later than I thought. 1988, so 486 will have well been out by then. Dallas battery chip there, which is quite modern. This card is the video card, so all that is the video card. Looks like it's got an adapter maybe to add extra memory or other functionality to it. Hazard a guess, it's probably a 256 colour card. It's not VGA. It's got like its own proprietary monitor adapters. You can install 2 monitors. You can see the 2 output connectors there. It's 5 like little coax connectors, which will be RGB and sync and something else. I don't know whether it's sync on green like SGI, Silicon Graphics. Don't know, not looked into it yet. And you can see those packages there. They're VRAM packages, so you've got some nice VRAM, and those are the RAM DACs. So you've got 2 RAM DACs in the ceramic packages, and they are, one for each monitor. Rest of it sort of logic chips, and don't know what these ones are. The individual sort of trying to focus in. It's not focusing in very well. That's a bit better. Not sure what some of those are. We've got some other chips here. Try and focus in on them. Some people might recognise what some of these are, might be able to shed some light on it, because my knowledge is limited on these systems. So I'll just give you a good look at it all. Go have another look at the C300 there, and we've got a 3.5-inch hard drive, not taking it out, so not sure what the capacity is. When we've got the 3.5-inch floppy here, it'd be nice if it's still got the operating system on some software to get it booted up, but as I say, need to check out the power supply and also find a suitable monitor for it before I can do anything. Just focusing in on those chips there. Power supply is pretty big, so presumably it's a linear. I've not opened it up, but looking at the size of it, you'd presume that was some sort of linear power supply rather than a switch mode. But I'll post a video of what it looks like inside when I get a chance to open it up and have a look. But yeah, interesting system. As I say, I was thinking 1988, so 1992, a bit later than I thought, but certainly in 1988 when the Clipper chip came out, as I say, originally made by Fairchild Semiconductor. C100 was the first version, then C300, which is in this machine, and then there was a later C400 version, which was in later versions of this type of workstation that had, they were called the 2700 series, and there are other models as well. Certainly like to get one of those. One of the advanced things about the C300 at the time was it was a super scalar architecture, so it could process more than one instruction at once, which was, I'd say it was the first architecture to do that, but it was certainly one of the first. And you know, that wasn't available until the Pentium with Intel. Pentium processor was the first super scalar processor that Intel had, so would have been pretty advanced at the time. Not sure of the clock speed on the C300. I'd estimate maybe 25 megahertz, something like that. I know the later version, the C400, like 40 and 50 megahertz. I presume these were about 25. That's just a guess, but very interesting. Intergraph, it used its own version of Unix, and like a DOS, and I think it had like an emulated version of DOS as well. I think it was called Clix. That's just off the top of my head. That their version of Unix that was running on the machine. But yeah, very interesting. I like the Intergraph stuff. As you've probably might have seen some of my other videos of Intergraph video cards. I've got some more actually that I can get up and running. But yeah, always when I was younger at the time, these things were available. You know, these were the sort of the dream stuff, you know, stuff you dreamt about having but could never afford. So that's probably why I'm interested in this sort of stuff today. But okay, that's a little video to show you the inside of the machine. Hopefully there'll be more videos if I ever get it up and running. So see you soon.